Hello everybody, it's Mackenzie. Today is actually not a singing video. Um, I'm actually going to be doing a video on hormones and how hormones have changed my body and basically what I experienced and just it's different from person to person, but a lot of it is basically what if you're planning on transitioning from male to female, you can expect that too. I started hormones back in 2019 in August, right before the pandemic. But yeah, the first thing I noticed was um, it's uncomfortable to talk about, but I'm going to be open about it. A change in my breasts. Like that was like literally like 3 weeks after I started hormones. I noticed my nipples got super sensitive. Like even just touching them hurt. Like it was insane. And my areolas got bigger. the actual like the actual nipple part got bigger, and like the little mound on top of the nipple that got bigger, and it was kind of, I didn't expect it to happen that fast. I also like I started breaking out a little bit with acne. That was probably, I've been lucky. I've always had clear skin basically all my life. I started breaking out mostly just on my forehead, but that cleared up within like a week. I think it was just, that kickstart of hormones maybe, and the sudden change, and my body was just reacting to it because it is basically like a second puberty. And I noticed like before I I started hormones, my body hair was a lot more dense. I actually had chest hair that I was shaving. Now, um, almost 5 years later, I don't even have to shave my chest anymore. There's like, and like the hair that I do have is blonde and it's not even noticeable. So thank goodness for the hormone blockers. And the hair on my legs, I always have been lucky because I have blonde hair, blonde body hair, and you can kind of see on my legs. I haven't really shaved them much, and I don't really grow a lot of hair on my legs. Um, and like I even had hair on my belly. I don't even shave my belly anymore. It's pretty smooth. Yeah, I don't even shave my belly, so the happy trail went away. That I didn't really expect to go away as quick as it did. And the armpit hair and the facial hair, yes. It thinned a lot significantly. I always had kind of patchy facial hair, but it didn't go away completely. And I still find myself shaving every day just because I am self conscious about it. And this isn't a good camera, but you can't even really see it. But, and like, even when I was in the psych ward for a week, people said they didn't even notice it, but I noticed it, and it just was like, it was so uncomfortable. Just facial hair was. But what helped me come to terms with it was knowing that there are biological women, cisgender women who grow facial hair. And it also made me feel a little more at ease with it. So I don't really care that much about getting electrolysis or laser hair removal on it because the only part really is my sideburns, and that's the part I'm really self conscious about. But I've kind of learned over time how to shave it so it looks more natural, like a cisgender woman's sideburns. And my armpit hair pretty much stayed the same, pubic region the same. I used to actually have a lot more hair on my arms. Then one day I decided maybe I should shave them. Like, it wasn't a whole lot more, but it came back a lot lighter. And it's just more blonde now. I don't really have a whole lot. I didn't really have like a terrible lot that to begin with. Another thing like that was the physical changes I noticed. I also noticed that this is one thing that if you are considering going on hormones and you already struggle with your weight, you are really going to have to watch your diet because if you are not careful, you will gain weight. And there's just no two ways about it. And that is kind of hard and is kind of an inconvenience a little bit. Especially like if you take certain medications that cause you to gain weight anyways. I gained like quite a bit of weight, like, but I'm actually losing it now because I'm adopting a healthier lifestyle. And but just weight in general is, it kind of sucks if you're going on hormones and you have to just watch that, especially if you're considering taking estrogen, if you're female, male to female, or trans feminine, and you want to feminize your body with estrogen. Another thing I noticed along with the physical changes is the emotional changes. I noticed that even though I was happy with seeing the physical changes, I was getting more depressed. And I think that was because I was in a place in my life that I just felt like I didn't really have people to talk to about what was going on. Even though I had a therapist and stuff, it was hard to open up about certain things. And I also had people in my life that were toxic to me, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and I wasn't ready to accept that these people were not good people in my life, if that makes sense. And I wasn't ready to let go of that. But over time, it got to a point where I was literally just crying every day. And I think most of it was I struggle with bipolar disorder also and anxiety. And that was something that was hard to deal with as well. But after a while, the issues did get pretty bad though, and I was in a really dark place. But it wasn't really because I regretted going on hormones or my transition. I absolutely do not regret that. That was one of the things that saved my life. It just, hormones do make you, especially estrogen, will make you more emotional. Like, and it's like you'll be fine one minute and the next you'll just be crying and you don't even know why. You might even just hear a song that reminds you of something or someone that you care about, that and then you just start crying. It's kind of it's like that. And because like I said before, it's like going through a second puberty. And that's pretty much what it's like. And you think of teenagers, teenage girls going through stuff like that too. So that's what basically what I was going through. And I'm in a period now where my hormones have leveled out, and I still get emotional sometimes, and it's I don't like calling it PMS because I feel that's not a correct term, considering I don't go through periods because I'm a trans woman. I don't have a uterus and I don't go through periods, but it's almost what it feels like emotionally. And that's like the closest thing I can describe it to. And sometimes I go through periods where that's what it feels like. And it's one of those things where, the emotional things will get to you. And if you're not in a good place mentally, I would recommend seeing a therapist and getting in a good headspace so you can start hormones, and wait until you're in a good space to actually start hormones and work with your therapist. And some other things I noticed, it was like I didn't expect. My feet actually shrunk. I shit you not, my feet actually shrunk. I was a men's size 12. I'm now a women's 12. And I don't know if I shrunk in height or not, but when they measured me several years ago, I was 6'3". They measured me again at a different hospital without my shoes. They said I was 6'1" and a half, and I'm like, are you sure that's right? And so I had them measure me again, 6'1" and a half. I was like, okay. Then a couple months later, I went back to my primary care doctor and I had them measure me again without shoes. 6'1" and a half. So third time's a charm. I'm 6'1" and a half. So yeah, that was a little bit freaky, but I anyway, to wrap this up, I hope this video helps you, you know, anyone who's considering transitioning medically. There are many ways to transition. You don't really have to do hormones to transition if you don't want to. You don't have to. You can maybe take a hormone blocker if you want to, and that's it. Or you can do hormones. You can do some surgeries if you want to. But most surgeons will require you to be on hormones, and it's really tricky sometimes, but I can do another video on that if you guys want, about like different requirements for different surgeries. I personally haven't had any surgeries actually, but anyway, peace. Hope this video helps someone.